Hey there! In this video, we will see how you can write your own custom YML template, that is, local file inclusion, by adding a new parameter. Local file inclusion is a vulnerability where attackers manipulate input parameters to include and potentially access files on a web server, which can lead to exposure of sensitive information or even arbitrary code execution. So this happens when the application is not properly validating or sanitizing input parameters. In order to write LFI test, first we need to select APIs based on their response code, and it should be between 200 to 300, and then requests are created by adding various parameters and file paths to simulate potential LFI attacks. We will see how it's done. Then, using regular expressions, we will check if the response contains a specific pattern, such as root : dot. So this pattern is basically present in the /etc/password file in Linux. Okay, now let's jump into the test editor. Starting with the ID, that is a unique identifier for the template. In the info section, I'll provide name, description, and details. This test identifies weaknesses that allows attackers to access sensitive files on the server. The impact is arbitrary file read on the server. In the category section, provide name, short name, and display for the vulnerability. And in the subcategory, I'm going to provide the same name as in ID. And the severity is high. Provide some tags related to this vulnerability. And for reference, I'm going to provide this link. Time to write filters for selecting APIs. So the first part is about API selection filters. This section specifies the criteria for selecting APIs for testing. It includes filters for response code between 200 and 300, and the method contains the getHTTP method. Now, in the word list section, we have to provide a list of payloads. You can use any word list available on GitHub, or you can create your own custom word list. For this test, I'm going to use my own custom word list. Now, the execute section defines the actions to be taken during test. It includes multiple requests with different parameters and file paths to test for LFI vulnerabilities. So it's going to take those parameters and try different payloads on them. Validate section specifies the validation criteria for the responses received during testing. It checks whether the response code matches a regex pattern that indicates the presence of specific content, such as this pattern. And if the response contains a pattern like this, then it might indicate a successful LFI attack. Save this and it shows there is an error at line 31. Okay, so this extra wordless operator shouldn't be present here. Remove it, save it again, and no errors this time. Now I'm going to select a sample API. And click on Run Test. Here we can see that the attempt was successful and the endpoint is vulnerable. In the response, we can see that pattern, and this is the content of the /etc/password file. So the payload worked and it was able to traverse back to directory and able to see the contents of a file that shouldn't be exposed. Now let's say if you want to run this test daily, you can just go to your API inventory and click your custom YAML template from the LFI section. Then click on Run Daily, and you can also select a particular time. Okay, so that's how you can run your own custom YAML template. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.